What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol DWAC, Dwac, which is a stock that I covered a few times on this channel now. We're going to talk about what's going on with the stock, so let's go ahead and head on to the charts. So if you guys are unfamiliar, by the way, I'm using the Weibo platform. This is just the platform I use to trade. It's not absolutely the platform you have to use to each your own, but it's definitely one of my favorite platforms to trade on. Now let's go ahead and look. It looks like we're pushing up right now. But let's go ahead and look into like the 1 hour chart, because that's where I really want to paint the picture, right? Now, obviously, I don't want to really summarize too much because, I've already said a lot of things in a lot of other videos. But just to speed up what I'm trying to say real quick, we had the stock, run up a crazy amount in the, just like 2 trading sessions. And then after that, Monday when stocks were able to be shorted and options were able to be purchased, we had a lot of short sellers, shorting the stock. A lot of big traders, all honestly, came out publicly saying that they were shorting the stock, and for a valid reason, of course. This stock doesn't have any like real valuation, right? There's no revenue being drawn. There was a lot of missing information, and that's gonna happen, especially with a Spac that just started, especially with the ideas that are promised of the social media platform. However, the initial push was because of the actual idea. We had a lot of individuals that just support Trump, and then we also had a lot of individuals that as well as supporting Trump, or even if they didn't support Trump, they just believe in the power of freedom of speech and having a platform where things aren't stifled back, right? And of course, former President Trump was stifled on Twitter and on Facebook. And as well, a lot of times there was fake news media outlets that kind of had certain agendas. So the whole purpose of why individuals were really buying into it were either one, they were a supporter of Trump, or two, even if they're not a supporter of Trump, they're a believer in the vision. So of course that ran things up. Monday we had the short sellers, and then pretty much yesterday we moved sideways. We didn't do anything, and then today it looks like we had some action, so let's go ahead and talk about that. So, by the way, the market's still open, which is why you saw it go up a little bit, and then we kind of got rejected right here by the 9-day exponential moving average. So we're actually looking at the stock in real time right now, right? So, pretty much pre-market, we took a dive, and if I could just go to the 15-minute chart so I could kind of zoom in to maybe get a better understanding over here. Let's go ahead and draw this. So from the beginning of yesterday's pre-market to the open of today, pretty much like 6% down. Now going back to the going back to the 5-minute chart, so we could get like the the scope of like what's actually happening on a smaller time frame. We had the stock initially pushed down, and we had this big run up, and this run up actually looks like it had entered this resistance that we drew in the other video at $73.15. It looks like it did break above the resistance, but then right after there was a big candle. Now the reason for this big push up is actually there was some news actually that came out. Let me go ahead and put that out there. So we had this right here, says don't miss it. Former President Donald Trump will join the show on Friday to share some exciting news with Clay and Buck. And I'm not very familiar with this show, with the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show. I very unfamiliar with the platform, but of course this would be the first platform where the Trump is actually going to be on a radio station, a platform like that, to really discuss of a lot of things going on, and most likely discuss about the Spac. So of course there was an interest in this. Well, as a trader, this was really good, because I always say that as a trader, we really profit off fluctuation in price. Now I know a lot of individuals that watch my video, they're mostly also investors, right? So I want to separate that real quick. So if you're investing in the stock, you just see long-term potential, then realistically these dips shouldn't really affect you in any major way. And in reality, anytime there's a big dip, you're just pretty much buying after there's confirmation of an uptrend. This way you average down your position. I have a video explaining with a calculator how to average down. So if you're losing money on this stock, that's fine. There's honestly a way to get out of that that position, or stay in that position, but obviously with a smaller loss. So that's something I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video. But as far as a trader goes, I'm not really long term invested in Dwac, and don't crucify me if I'm not. I'm pretty much just a trader as far as this ticker symbol goes, and there's just been a lot of opportunity, and I think you'd be a blind man if you were to really just turn your face to the opportunity that's presented, right? So again, over here, it looks like right around here, this level of $67, we're kind of holding up on the intraday. If we go into a 1 hour, and I'm sorry, I didn't even have it back on the charts. I do apologize for that. I'm gonna have to just show you guys real quick. Looks like around this area over here, very general. We do have this area of a support kind of on the intraday. So let me go ahead and kind of map that out. It's not a perfect support, but it's definitely something that we're seeing there. Now I want to go on a larger time frame, and I kind of want to see if this is something that it looks like it has been a support around over here and somewhat of a resistance. Now, as a trader, I definitely don't like cluttering my screen with too many areas of supports and resistances. But really, it's simple. I think a lot of times for trading, we tend to overcomplicate a lot of the things that we do. Really, this right here just shows a perfect example of, a stock hitting an area of resistance or support rather, because we see that we tested this area multiple times during the day, and as soon as we went up above the exponential moving average, you could have entered into a position, of course set a stop loss in case to mitigate risk, and you could have just sold off into the resistance, and that would have provided a nice let's see. Let me go ahead and map that out. If you just bought in, oops, and looks like I honestly had the wrong drawing tool set, so that's probably why we're seeing those extra lines that shouldn't be there. But it looks like this offered a nice little 5% push, which is why this is a stock that I've been really into for the last couple of weeks, because the volatility has been insane, right? So really the question that a lot of individuals are asking is this going to go up, or is it going to go down? And again, you have to ask the question is, are you, long-term investing in this? Or are you just simply trading in this, right? Because that's going to really matter on how you really impact your position. So it does look like we were curling up. It looks like we didn't touch this area of support that I mapped out around here at $50. A lot of individuals on different forums like Wall Street Bets that were, because this was a popular stock that was in a lot of meme stocks. Forums like Wall Street Bets, Stock Twits, and things of that nature. And collectively, as well as myself, we identified this area of $50 as a support. But the thing with these supports and resistances is that the stock is so fairly new that it's kind of hard, to really validate if those are, true support and resistance areas. However, it looks like it has not broken that area, so that is pretty optimistic. It looks like the lowest that we went after, coming from the high was this area of $52, and immediately we sprung back up, and by springing back up, we did almost 45%. So you guys could imagine, the opportunity that's here if you just wait for the right moments and really be patient. I think a lot of times we're just trying to buy in and make a quick profit, but really in this game, it's kind of like fishing, right? You can't make the fish come on the hook whenever you can, no matter what type of bait you try. And believe me, I've been fishing a lot of times in my life, and it's really just when it comes, when the opportunity is there, then you go ahead and start reeling in, and it's really the same thought process for trading. When that opportunity is there, go ahead and take advantage of it. So we're gonna go ahead and see for the next few days if there's gonna be any news catalyst. It looks like we're kind of cracking around on the, I'm looking on a smaller time frame. Looks like we're kind of at this area. Are we gonna break down or break or start bouncing up? It looks like right now at the moment it is holding up, but we'll see. But trying to go back to the longer time frame, I don't want to get too distracted with that shorter time frame. It looks like there's a lot more consolidation. So if we could get more catalyst events, if we could get more optimistic news, if we could get more development of the platform, or anything else that's really going on for this Spac, then I believe that we could potentially see another run up back to the highs, if anything even a lot higher. So that's something that we really just have to wait and see. Now on the 4-hour chart, the RSI has cooled off a bit, and that's actually a good thing, right? Now, again, in the Push and Profit program, which is actually the first link in the description below, where you'll be able to participate in our daily briefings, where we talk about what's going on with the market and we identify stocks that are running up. For example, in that platform or in the daily briefing, we actually talked about Dwac before Dwac ran up, right? Now, are we gonna mention every single stock right before it comes up in that morning briefing? No, there's thousands of tickers, so we're not gonna obviously mention every single one every single day, right? But there's opportunities every day. But if you're interested in joining the Push and Profit program, being able to sort of participate in our daily briefings, being able to have access to the video lesson libraries, make sure to use the discount code in the description below. It will be expiring soon. But something that I pretty much preach in that platform is really oh, look, and we have it looks like we are holding above this area. If we go to the 1 hour chart, well, look, and the opportunity, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of getting distracted and I'm cutting off mid-sentence. It is because typically when I make these videos, it's after where I show you what I did for my trades for the day. But the stock is trading real time, so we're looking at this as it happens. Now today I honestly did not take any trades. Overall for the week, I think I'm up $2,000 for the week. So it is looking like a pretty good week for me. However, the reason I didn't take any trades is because one, it's Halloween, and I was really doing a lot of errands last minute. But you guys don't care about that. And two, I wasn't feeling that well. But again, what I'm going to be waiting for the next trading session Monday is during the after hours, are we going to break either of these levels, right? If we break below this level of $67, then most likely I may engage in maybe some put options, but of course I'm going to go ahead and close those as we get closer to that other support that we mapped out at around $50. Now if we start gapping up in the pre-market, and let's say during that radio station that maybe Trump mentions some good catalysts, things that could be potentially good in the future for the company, and the stock starts rising up. If we break out of $73, then I'll probably enter a position, and I'm really, let's go ahead and go back to the 4 hour chart. That's too long, that's too far. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. And really an area of resistance I'll be looking into lock in profits is this area around $83. However, we got to see what happens. At the end of the day, when it comes to technical analysis, I think a lot of people, they get it wrong, right? They think that technical analysis is a crystal ball, and that as long as you start drawing these lines and these trend lines on the chart, then things are, you could predict the market, and that's absolutely not true. Really what we're doing when we're drawing these lines on the chart, and we're really looking at these several different indicators, is that we're really just looking at what data has been presented in the market and trading that information, right? We're not trying to guess, hey, if this happens, if that happens, because at the end of the day, you never know what could happen. There's a good book I always recommend, A Random Walk Down Wall Street, that'll explain the randomness in price action. But definitely, something to look into. This is a stock that either it's going to squeeze up or squeeze down, and regardless, it's definitely going to be a ride to really trade. But with that being said, guys, again, my name is Justin from Push and Profit. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to take advantage of that coupon code. And before you go, if you're down on this position, I highly recommend to watch this next video right here, so you can learn on how to average down, so that even if the stock goes down, you could be able to make money as it bounces up. So with that being said, guys, hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.